Xavi Pascual and Dimitris Itoudis, both Euroleague winners, and both these clubs Euroleague winners as well. 13 titles they share between them. Let's take a look at the starting lineup then for Panathinaikos. Kalathis, of course, absolutely crucial. Matt Lejeski, Marcus Denman, another new arrival. Ian Vukiukas will get the start at centre as well, but there will be plenty of rotation. Kolo, Rodriguez, Voroncevic, Kurbanov and Kyle Hines will be the big man getting the start. He'll flip-flop with Othello Hunter. And as I say, Corey Higgins and Will Clyburn will add a lot of pep and spark from the bench. For the home side, this guy will play every single second of every single game if you let him. Chris Singleton will stand out under the rim, and not just because of that bandana, the headband. So the pre-game anthem.
Стартовые пятерки команд. Panathinaikos игру начинает номер 0 Крис Синглтон, номер 12 Маркус Денмон, номер 15 Иэн Вуюкас, номер 24 Мэтт Ладжески, номер 33 Ник Калафис.
So the renewal of one of the great EuroLeague rivalries. It's been so strong for home teams in recent years. Can Panathinaikos buck that trend here? Both these teams have shown some vulnerability early. Who can settle down here? Underway then in Moscow, round 3 of EuroLeague, and the early possession goes to Panathinaikos, and they will get it straight into the hands of the man they want, pulling all the strings, Nik Kalathis. He swings it out to Marcus Denman, one-time University of Missouri man, and going for it early is Matt Lejeski, and Kalathis just messing things up to make sure Nikita Kurbanov couldn't pull that one in. Kurbanov thought he had an easy rebound there, and nothing easy when Kalathis is around, and the final touch indeed came off the Russian, so Kalathis recycles that one. Here's Ian Vukiukas. Big man has got a lot of problems there. Yeah, ran into trouble, and Sergio Rodriguez can bring it away on the fast break, and there's the big slam to get the crowd up and firing. Kyle Hines says, we'll have some fun tonight if we carry on like that. And there's another turnover. Well, Denman had his pocket picked as Sergio Rodriguez goes to work. And this is a very different CSKA Moscow that we've seen in the first 2 rounds when they've been terribly slow off the blocks. And Rodriguez in particular looks fired up. So disappointed in his homecoming to Real Madrid last week when he just fizzled right out and eventually disappeared. They've trailed early in both their previous rounds. Here, they've started off red hot. And the early lead, Kalathis will go for a big one, rattles the rim, and Marcus Denman can't pull in the rebound. He's arguing that the last touch there was from Nikita Kurbanov. But there it is, Sergio Rodriguez. Don't take him lightly. If you do, he will punish you, and here he is again. Armando De Colo with the jumper. Oh, this is good stuff. This is CSKA meaning business. Jumping out to an early 6-0 lead here. Minute and a half gone in this one. And they need to just settle down here, Panathinaikos. Kalathis looking to drive his way in, drawing a crowd. One of that crowd was Voroncevic right there. He signed a 3-year deal in the summer. Rewarded with a start, but there's that early turnover. Sergio Rodriguez with the steal. And if Sergio gets going, then watch out. This CSKA offense will get going as well. So, Kalathis from the line. He's pretty good from there as well, incidentally. Well, this season hasn't been at his best. So, Panathinaikos on the board. We're thinking long overdue. Now here's Rodriguez. 2014 League MVP Hines. Voroncevic. He's got Singleton in front of him. Nowhere to go. to Rodriguez. Wonderful ball handling then. Not such wonderful ball handling from Kyle Hines. That broke down, unfortunately, for CSKA. Another little bit of sleight of hand stuff there from Nick Kalathis. He's looking to see if things are going to open up in front of him. Chris Singleton not really involved as an offensive threat yet, so Kalathis will have to look to just go on his own, and nothing doing again. Well, they're struggling to get their offense on track here. Defensively, as Chris Singleton comes in and makes a play. Defensively, they're holding their own, but their offense is nowhere to be seen at the moment, Panathinaikos. DeColo is losing out there to Singleton, but there's a whistle. Rodriguez. Get it again. Left Denman for dead. And then finding all on his own for the big slam. Kyle Hines, don't leave the big fella in the paint on his own. He'll bury it. Not surprisingly. There's Kyle Hines, the man who was left and couldn't believe it. The only man in the paint. Nando DeColo must be thinking, oh, we could be in for a big night tonight. I'll get those stats going. I'll shut those critics up. Now, what can Kalathis do? What effect has that timeout had? Kalathis has just had no options opening up in front of him. Just look at the defense that's playing there. Marcus Denman can't do anything about it either. He's been shut down. Hines coming away with it. DeColo. Whoa, that is just outrageous to Sergio Rodriguez, and Rodriguez demolishes it again. They're looking sharp here. Offensive problems. What offensive problems? Finally, a bit of offense coming in from Panathinaikos. Chris Singleton going to work. And it's time to ring the changes. In comes Lucas Lekavicius and James Gist. Well, what a great bit of defensive work there from Nikita Kurbanov. That in transition set up Sergio Rodriguez. The pass to him was just sublime. Sergio looks like he's finally found his feet. Hasn't taken him very long, has it? Round 3. And Sergio Rodriguez is kicking it up to a high gear. Here he is with possession. Lucas Lekavicius, the one-time Žalgiris man, trying to block him off. A pass that didn't come off. Matt Lejeski was there in coverage. They were looking in the direction of Kurbanov. Three and a half gone in this one. Lekavicius, Singleton, Denman. Guarded by Rodriguez. Lejeski's involved as well. Again, it very nearly breaks down. Somehow that was kept alive by Gist. And that's beautifully done. Great bit of improvisation from Gist. Give him a huge assist there. Singleton will get the headline for that very, very accomplished triple from the perimeter. But that was all about James Gist keeping a cool head. Now driving to the basket, but missing the layup goes CSKA as fortunes begin to turn again. Andrei Vorontsovich missing out on that occasion. Now, can they punish him here? Lekavicius looking to drive his way in. He'll get the whistle. And they've trimmed that gap to just 4 with a couple of big three-pointers from Chris Singleton, as Sergio Rodriguez says, not me. Well, there's one of them just about avoided contact with the line. But he's 2 from that area. And here is the Lithuanian floating one up there, 23 years old, the man who was known as Lightning McQueen to his teammates in Kaunas. Bench player last year, as he will be here at Panathinaikos, you think, but very effective and productive off the bench as well. Now, here's Rodriguez. So excelled in that 6th-man role in his Real Madrid days. Clever little pass there from Vorontsovich. And a spin move from DeColo. Well defended. This is better. They're starting to settle down. And Chris Singleton thinks he's found a seam there. Just burst by DeColo. Then he has to double check. Gist has nowhere to go. Gets it back to Lekavicius, who looks for Gist. Gist swinging it out. Lejeski, Singleton. Singleton looking for the layup. nailed it. A very well constructed basket by Panathinaikos, and they've wiped that deficit clean out. What a difference a timeout can make. Different team since Xavi Pascual put the brakes on that CSKA fast start. Rodriguez with the bounce pass. Whistle goes. Kyle Hines. His effort will be in vain. Here's Singleton. Good control. They've called Lucas Lekavicius on the last one. And nicely done. Winning that duel in the paint there with big Kyle Hines. And we are halfway through this first quarter. Rodriguez floating it up there for Hines. Hines getting the better of Singleton on that occasion. That one will flow one way and then the other. Lekavicius, Denman. That time University of Missouri man. Debutant in Euroleague this year, Singleton, where he's been so productive. Oh, that's a nice pass. Gist. With drop. Offensive rebound attempted by Singleton, but there was a whistle. Xavi Pascual must be a little bit happier than he was when it was 8-1 and Panathinaikos still sleepwalking. And Casey Rivers checking into the lineup. Lovely little spin there from Rodriguez. And the easy put away for Hines. Possession remains with Pana. Lekavicius. Rivers, his first basket will take him to 1,000 points, and he's not going to come there because once again reacting really quickly was Sergio Rodriguez, just sticking a hand out. Just couldn't quite keep it in play, but Rodriguez very focused today. Demetrius Itoudis probably a lot happier that his team has started with a lot more intensity. They were trailing Milan in round one pretty big. Oh dear, Lekavicius. That was ambitious, over-ambitious. And there's the big slam to punish them. Kyle Hines, fed by Nando De Colo. But Lekavicius will not want to see a replay of that basket. Here he is again, the Lithuanian point guard. Singleton. Back to Denman. Denman's got nowhere to go, and it's another steal, and Sergio Rodriguez, oh, lovely little reverse pass, then Singleton says, no way, not this time. Another man's on the deck, and Singleton, who started it, Denman gets it out to Singleton, and Singleton getting physical in the paint. Oh, that body's flying around all over the pine there, didn't we? So Xavi Pascual's not happy. That was a rejection. It really was. That's what he does so well, Chris Singleton. 5 blocks in 2 games going into this one. That number's going to go up. But when the dust has settled after all that drama, it's still a 4-point CSKA lead, just over 3 to play first quarter. Nando De Colo swinging it out. We'll have a go from Rodriguez. That's a big 3-pointer from the Spaniard. And they're pulling away again. And another bad breakdown. Now, who's going to get there first? Lekavicius somehow battling for it. It ends up with a red ball. And Vorontsovich will say thank you very much. He juked Chris Singleton out of his socks as well. Well, the veteran Russian showing composure there. But once again, Lucas Lekavicius got caught on the wrong end of things. That was ambitious, but it's been picked up by Rivers, and there it is. Casey Rivers gets over 1,000 points for his EuroLeague career. Probably doesn't feel like celebrating when he takes a look at the scoreboard right now, but it pulls Panathinaikos to within 7. Moving the ball so well again. That one rattling the rim and out. But look at that for a bit of vision. That was Kurbanov with the pass. Lekavicius got himself tangled up with Kyle Hines, which is a physical mismatch right there. That's the kind of matchup you're going to want to have on the court, if you can get it. But nobody seemed to know what was going on, but eventually Andrei Vorontsovich give an assist there to Kurbanov for keeping that ball alive. had some highlight real stuff in this opening 8 minutes, haven't we? And Will Clyburn has checked in, number 21. And somebody who has no business checking out at all right now is Sergio Rodriguez. He looks like he means business today. He's in double figures already. Almost invisible last week in Real Madrid, and clearly out to make amends. Kalathis got Gist in the paint. Nothing doing there for Singleton, who wants a foul and doesn't get one. Clyburn. And that one is taken away by a master theft from Nick Kalathis. Kalathis, his third steal of the season. Sticking around here, Panathinaikos, but it's still an 8-point deficit they've got to overcome. And here comes last year's always surprise package in the Euroleague. He was a debutant with Darüşşafaka. Nobody quite knew what to expect, but he looked like he'd been playing in this league and at this level for years. Will Clyburn. CSKA was certainly impressed with what they saw. Here's Nando De Colo, who's been playing at the highest level for a long, long time. And he just worked in front of Nick Kalathis then. And De Colo, who has been in double figures for 21 of the last 22 Euroleague games. You can make sure that this is going to be 22 out of 23 the way he's going. Kyle Hines put in a big shift. Victor Kriapa, number 31, will check in. One of two former best defender winners on this CSKA roster. Sergio Rodriguez, one of two former Euroleague MVPs on this roster. It is talent rich. Just playing a little bit tighter there. Nikos Papas, who's been top scoring for Panathinaikos, coming off the bench. Top scoring, apart from Kalathis, of course. I have to say, well, Kalathis leads every category. What about the rest of them? And Leo Vesterman checking in as well, as Sergio Rodriguez gets an attaboy from the coach. And from everybody else. That was a shift. That really was. 11 points, 3 of 3 from 3, 3 assists, a couple of steals. He was all over the court there, Rodriguez. That's what they brought him back for. Physical stuff going on here. Corey Higgins comes into the lineup. Everybody says that's our ball. I think it's going to be a home ball. Away confirmation on that. Well, that just gives you an indication of the depth that they've got, that Higgins and Clyburn can step in the dying moments of this first quarter. Leo Vesterman as well. They can keep everybody fresh. Victor Kriapa's out there as well. And Corey Higgins, quietly effective. Don't get an awful lot of highlight reel stuff from Higgins. Kalathis, you do get headline stuff and highlight reel stuff from him, but they've done a great job of keeping him out of the paint and out of harm's way. Not always by fair means. Victor Kriapa will attest to that. And Big Victor saying, my right arm will stop you, and hopefully the officials don't see it, but they did. Lovely little bounce pass, and it was Hines, not Higgins, that got that last one, excuse me. The big centre. He's into double figures for the night as well. Papas looking to go to work, and just look at all those red bodies around him again. That'll do it for the first quarter. They started fast, CSKA. They finished strong, CSKA as well. And they dominated that opening 10 minutes. They've got a double-digit lead here, and Nikos Papas, 11 points here already with 3 assists. And a couple of steals as well. He's found his feet. So let's see if it's more of the same here in the second quarter. CSKA will start with possession. Nando De Colo's got Kalathis all around him. Excuse me, that's Leo Vesterman. Vesterman will get it here. Oh boy, what about that? Well, they are dialed on, aren't they, right now? Vesterman coming off the bench, nailing a triple. And it's a 15-point deficit facing Nikos Pappas and the rest of Panathinaikos, and they just can't seem to find anything offensively. Well, once again, defense so strong. Here they go again. Well, a little bit of defense at the other end as Casey Rivers stuck a hand in there, but even then the ball falls nicely for them, and Clyburn will draw the foul from Rivers. But it's almost like Panathinaikos are moving in slow motion offensively. They just can't seem to open CSKA up at all. Vesterman there, putting the brakes on. Calathes couldn't get over there, using the back of the rim. Xavi Pascual saying, how many timeouts am I allowed in a half? He might want to stop at every possible opportunity if he possibly can. And there's a turnover though. Victor Kriapa just trying to keep things alive. Calathes with the layup. Higgins to Kriapa, bounce pass. Oh, unlocked it again. Boy, they make this look so easy, don't they? That's Victor Kriapa, the beneficiary of a beautiful pass. Sometimes you just have to admire the way they go about their work, CSKA, and that was one of those moments. Look at that. Just dazzling. Vesterman with it. Kriapa won't have had many easier layups in his entire Euroleague career, and that's a career that goes back a long, long way. Part of the 2008 and 2016 winning squads. Victor, 35 years old now, still hungry for more. Casey Rivers with nothing on has to go for an ambitious triple. Kriapa picking that one up. Vesterman bringing it away. So good to see Vesterman starting to come into his own as Clyburn just tries to float one in. Nothing doing there though. That's collected by Kenny Gabriel, who will get it back to Calathes. Calathes loses out once again. It's turnover after turnover right now for Panathinaikos. Calathes, to be fair to him, hustled back and stopped Vesterman doing any damage. He was looking for Kriapa, Vesterman, but you've got to give credit where it's due, and having lost the ball at one end, he made sure, Calathes, that he got back and just spoiled things at the other end as well. But that's really symptomatic of where Panathinaikos are right now. Their master puppeteer, Nick Calathes, is scurrying back, doing defensive work. He has been a non-factor offensively. They have been a non-factor offensively. And now Corey Higgins is starting to bring his A game as well for CSKA, who are threatening to just blow this wide open. Best known for his perimeter work, Corey Higgins down the years, but he can do it in the paint as well, as that layup proved. A bit of a no-brainer signing him to a 2-year extension, according to the coaching staff. Chris Singleton, he had 195 rebounds in 33 games last year, but rebounding is not going to be what wins and loses this game. It looks like turnovers and steals and errors are just plaguing Panathinaikos. Here they are trailing by 17. Most of the second quarter to go. Rivers looking for somewhere to go. He's got Zach August in front of him. Rivers once again has it almost taken off him, and then the buzzer goes. Nowhere to go. Zach August checking into the lineup. Brought in from the Turkish league primarily for his rebounding skills. But how often have we seen an attack that just meets a red wall? Kriapa was in there. August managed to pick up the rebound. That's what he's there for, but the buzzer beat him. Here's Clyburn looking to try and beat Rivers. Othello Hunter is in as the big man for CSKA. Here is the former Real Madrid man. No, that's not going to go. Lekavicius will try and bring it away. Nice little bounce pass to Denman. Denman caught up on the outside, has Vesterman in front of him. Beautiful pass from Denman. Now that's a bit more like it, and Zach August says thank you very much. The one-time Notre Dame man with a slam that got rid of some frustration. Here's Higgins. setting and checking, and August showing exactly what they brought him in for, and now Dimitris Itoudis has said, hang on a minute, they've changed the dynamic here, we need to adjust things, and Zach August and his rebounding is what's made a bit of a difference. He's caught up once again. How often have we seen double teams just hamper this Panathinaikos squad when they are pushing forward time and time again? There's a wall of red in front of them. Not on that occasion, as Zach August found a beautiful pass from Marcus Denman. And maybe Itoudis doesn't want to call that timeout now as Higgins takes a look. Lekavicius just couldn't stop him, but he couldn't deliver the basket as well. And Rivers will give it to Lekavicius. From Kenny Gabriel, and yeah, that was a little bit obvious there from the big fella, Othello Hunter. One-time Olympiacos man going back in the day. That's known recently as a Real Madrid star, a real strong rim protector, Othello. Rivers. Lekavicius and Will Clyburn not bothering to argue the call, really, because I think they called him there. All contacts. There was Victor Kriapa sending. As Marcus Denman hit the deck there. And, at 35 years of age, Victor knows every trick.
Marcus Denman, первый фол.
Just Marcus Denman might want to think twice about going one-on-one with Victor Kriapa after that. Here is the big fella. And look who's lurking with intent, but it's off the rim from Vesterman. And Denman will look to just bring it away, but again, they've had to slow down. August getting it to Rivers. Rivers has to improvise something.
Timeout. CSKA.
The timeout has been called by the home team. Well, Dimitris Itoudis was looking to try and do that earlier. Now he's 2 3-pointers, and that layup accounts for Singleton's output so far. He's picked up 3 rebounds as well, picked up a couple of fouls as well, so the big American center will need to just keep half an eye on that. Now let's get underway again after that timeout with a nice 13-point lead here for CSKA. Sergio Rodriguez is back on court for the home side. Higgins is still out there as well. He'll look for a triple. Oh, no rim, all nylon. How about that from Corey Higgins? Well, this was absolutely beautiful. Higgins given a bit of time before Lekavicius could get over there, and he's nailed that one beautifully. Higgins with his first triple of the night. There's confirmation of KC Rivers, and his personal milestone came with his first basket of the evening. Came into this one on 999 points. Has tacked on an additional 4. A solid campaigner wherever he's been. His Euroleague career, and that's included Kimki, Real Madrid, Zach August, who's just getting underway in his Euroleague campaign. Coming up empty there. Coming away with it here is Clyburn. Rodriguez. And Zach August may well incur the wrath of the officials there. Not thrilled to hear that call either. Let's have another look. That's what they got him on. Kenny Gabriel take a breather. Andrei Vorontsevich will come back in for CSKA Moscow. Kenny Gabriel, going back to the Panathinaikos forward, came in when James Gist went down last year. And even though Gist is healthy, they decided to keep him around. They liked his attitude, they liked his contribution. 17 points the lead as Rodriguez looks to stick another one on the back end of that. Well, Rodriguez delighted to be back in the Euroleague, where he enjoyed such success with Real Madrid, playing with Philadelphia across the pond last year. In 68 games, averaged 7.8 points a game. Here he is, looking for some more silverware. Got a lot of years in front of him as well. Spanish maestro August gives it back to Lekavicius, who will have to go for a real ambitious one. So again, defensively, they are holding firm time and time again. The clock's against them, and the double teams are against them. The rebound was against them there. Zach August has pulled that one in and gets it out to Denman, and Denman finding Voroncevic dominating defensively in the paint there. Well, Voroncevic came out there to try and just keep Denman quiet, but what a presence he is. There he is. Get around that. Well, he had to improvise something, but a whistle there before Singleton could finish the job. Points, the lead for CSKA. Panathinaikos with the Rivers here. Well, this time there is a whistle. There's Thanasis Antetokounmpo trying to go to work there. The man with the most unpronounceable name in the world of sport. Working Corey Higgins defensively there, and a very impressive layup. Foul will give him the and one as well. The man who's just joined from Andorra in the Euro Cup. Rodriguez immediately out to Clyburn. Clyburn reversing, getting it back out to Rodriguez. Rodriguez looking to see who's open. Nobody's open. Lovely little bounce pass, but again, the trigger not effectively pulled. Othello Hunter would love to have that one back. And here's Lucas Lekavicius looking to punish it, and he does. Nice layup there from the little Lithuanian. Rodriguez just left Lekavicius for dead, and here they are moving it beautifully, and Clyburn looking to finish the job, but he can't, and it's Singleton who collects the rebound as well. They held firm there just when it looked like CSKA were going to go to work. Lekavicius swinging it back out to Singleton, who's good from beyond the arc. That one though rattles the rim. Hunter collects, gets it to Rodriguez. Rodriguez across halfway. Tried to do it all on his own. Hunter's picked up the rebound. Voroncevic back out to Rodriguez. They left him alone. Then he sees Higgins in the paint. Beautiful pass. Simple layup. And Higgins continues just to pick up baskets and points that don't necessarily catch the eye. They won't walk away talking about, oh boy, Corey Higgins, did you see that big triple? Did you see this? Did you see that slam dunk? But always Corey Higgins just makes important contributions. Here's Zach August looking to make an important contribution, which he does over Voroncevic. Well, August is having a strong game for Panathinaikos. No matter what KC Rivers and the rest of Panathinaikos can do, Dimitros Itoudis has got CSKA dominating this game. Efficient offense, dazzling defense, turnovers, it's all there. And Rodriguez seems to be at the heart of a lot of it. Here he is swinging it out to Kurbanov, and then to the big fella in the paint, and Othello Hunter, who missed one earlier, isn't going to make that mistake again. Here's another big fella, Chris Singleton, giving it to Thanasis Antetokounmpo. Rivers will give it back to him, and then just forced to nail an absolutely brilliant triple from a mile back. Well, he had nothing else on. The clock was ticking, and Rivers said, I've got nothing to go for. Might as well aim for the basket. Look what happened inside the last minute of this first half then. Here's Nando De Colo swinging it back out to Rodriguez, who gives him the 1-2. Now De Colo just recycles here. Shot clock's down to 5. A good bit of defense there. That was really well played. Good hustle there from Antetokounmpo. And they can't finish the job at the other end, though. Voroncevic, and Voroncevic looking to find De Colo. De Colo found KC Rivers. KC Rivers found the floor. Well, they're still just about in this, thanks to triples like that from KC Rivers, which of course has produced histrionics on the CSKA sideline. But it seems to have been a comfortable double-digit lead for most of this quarter, and indeed going back into the back end of the first 10 minutes as well for CSKA. Panathinaikos working so hard, but they just can't seem to nibble away at this at all. 25 seconds remaining first half. There is a whistle, and that will go the other way. Oh, look at that. Nando De Colo and James Gist, I think that was, getting into it. Gist certainly didn't like whatever happened there and just needs to calm himself down. And interesting, a lot of CSKA players were there just trying to settle the big fella down. Well, Gist on. And it doesn't matter what Itudis or anyone else says, they're not coming back. So, officially, Gist getting technical and unsportsmanlike. De Colo getting a pair of technicals. And now we can resume. For the last 23 seconds of what's been a dramatic in the end first half. Here's Sergio Rodriguez looking to see if he can just add to this 13-point lead. Can't do it that way. Turns, spins, can't find the layup. Rebound collected by the big fella Antetokounmpo. And they'll look to try and strike back here with Matt Lejeski. And here's Calathes. Calathes getting it back to Lejeski, who will go for 3. Nails it right on the buzzer as well. Now that might just give them a little bit of impetus. This was really patient, well constructed, well crafted. And the one-time Olympiakos man, who's not made much, has been dominating for the home side, and Singleton strong for the visitors as well. Interested to this, we'll be hoping more of the same from Rodriguez. Second half, Panathinaikos will be hoping Singleton can get involved, and in particular, they'll be hoping Calathes can get involved. Just 5 points and a couple of assists. That's it from the man who is the playmaker, the man who leads in virtually every statistical category that matters. If he doesn't lead, he's prominent. Well, there he is with an alley-oop that doesn't pay off, and that's broken up by Nikita Kurbanov. So a defensive stand early on, and here's Kurbanov looking to try and finish the job, and Calathes might well hear his name called here for the push. So that was a good little spell there for Nikita Kurbanov, winning the battle at one end and then drawing the foul at the other end. It's Kurbanov again, Rodriguez. Rodriguez looking to do it all on his own with the layup. Made that look easy. Had a lot of work to do there, didn't he? Up to 15 points, and just look at the aggressive press, but that's going to open things up. Ambitious coast-to-coast pass, and it came off. KC Rivers has pulled it in. Now, where can Rivers go with it? Right down Main Street is where he can go, but he forgot to take the basket with him. But there's another turnover, and Kyle Hines was caught sleeping there, and Zach August just woke him up. That was chucking a bucket of water at Kyle Hines, who had that rebound and then just let it slip away. And now that'll be a concern for CSKA, but that won't. That's more like it. So he's back in business, Hines. He's atoned for the earlier one. August back to Kalathis. Now they can finally release Singleton. Kalathis drew a crowd, and now Singleton's drawn a crowd and ends up losing the handle there. Well, they've been doing that so well, haven't they? Just putting up a red wall. Well, that was Zach August collecting the loose change. And enjoying the moment as well. The 24-year-old. But CSKA's defensive shell remains intact and it looks strong, and a bit of a shove off there. Nikita Kurbanov with the shoulder charge. Doesn't like that call. Definitely just dug in there. On Casey Rivers. So it's still a bit chippy out there, isn't it? Kalathis improvises a pass over to Singleton. All on his own. Here's the fella whose name takes 5 minutes to pronounce, Antetokounmpo, and he doesn't nail the basket there. And Rodriguez can bring it back, gets the bouncer into Hines. Hines draws traffic and also draws a travel foul. So a bit up and down here for Hines in this third quarter. There was the wonderful assist from Rodriguez, but Hines couldn't accept the present. Here's the young Greek forward. Oh dear. Zach August has got himself tangled up with something there. Pasquale is not going to be having a career as a soccer coach anytime soon, by the look of that. So they wanted to nibble away at that 10-point deficit, Panathinaikos. They have failed to do so thus far. It's now a 12-point CSKA lead. CSKA with possession as well. Vesterman, though, has it taken off him by Kalathis. Kalathis will have to do it all on his own, working the double team. Great bit of D there from Andrei Vorontsovich, who was strong in the paint, and they appreciated that on the CSKA bench. Real good hustle there from the veteran forward. Kalathis unable to just deposit that because of that big pour that Andrei Vorontsovich put up there. When you've played over 200 games for CSKA, you must be doing something right. That's why they're keeping Andrei Vorontsovich around. He signed a new 3-year deal in the summer. That's the bedrock of this team that Dimitris Atoudis has got in place. The playmakers, well, they always seem to come and go, but you want your foundations in place as well. Now, Kalathis swinging one, a very, very ambitious one out there for Antetokounmpo. And the young Greek player could not pull that one in. So it remains 47-35. It remains terrific defense. 3.5 minutes gone, second half. Panathinaikos have managed 1 basket, that's it. Vorontsovich back out to Rodriguez. Vesterman's available. Rodriguez wanted it all himself. Vorontsovich tried to pick up that rebound, but it's collected by Pana. A lovely bounce pass to Casey Rivers. Beautifully done. Great bit of transition play there from Panathinaikos. Now, can they find a defensive stand here? Can they slow down Sergio Rodriguez, who gets it back on the give and go from Vorontsovich? Vesterman's involved now. Rodriguez, look how far they're playing off him. Vesterman with the little bouncer. Hines has just about managed to keep that in and kept his balance, and Vesterman will have to go for it. And then big fella, Nikita Kurbanov, just got tangled up in the paint. Well, that is an absolutely brilliant pass from Kalathis. Casey Rivers with the layup. Just shows how quick they can be in transition, Panathinaikos. So Vesterman's getting a clinic from his coach on the sideline. CSKA continue to try to go to work here. Nicely played. Well, there's a whistle there. As Hines went for the basket. Rodriguez again. So instrumental in everything. Just look at that. Unstoppable from there. And you can throw on the and one as well. Nailed by Hines. And Hines is having a pretty good day. They don't seem to be missing Nando De Colo at the moment, do they? 13 points the lead. Rivers back to Kalathis. Kalathis still unable to assert himself on the game. Going for the baseline drive. Singleton then swinging it back out to Antetokounmpo, who nails one. Big triple for the young Greek. And a beautifully floated basket there. Just sat back, took a little bit of air off it. He's having a game. Kalathis back to August, over to Rivers on the perimeter. August looking to try and run a bit of interference there. They ran out of space once again. Seems like every time a Panathinaikos player threatens, he's faced with a double team. Well, that was beautifully deposited by Thanasis Antetokounmpo. Nobody home. Corey Higgins, the nearest defender there, and he was an example here. One-time best defender winner, two-sider, two-year extension. Hines back in the summer, 3 Euroleague titles in his pocket already. Don't bet against a fourth. Back come Panathinaikos, 4.5 left in the third, trailing by 12. Kalathis gets it from Rivers, has to just check, tries to fire one in at the buzzer, nothing doing, and it'll come away with Clyburn. Get it back to Rodriguez. Kalathis to deal with. That's nicely done to Higgins. Veroncevic doesn't want it. Higgins can have it back. And then they'll give it back to Veroncevic, but the turnover there, no, it's not. But the whistle goes against Sergio Rodriguez. Thought he played the sweeper role well there. The officials calling that one back. And Panathinaikos getting back to their puppet master, the man who pulls all the strings. Nick Kalathis, Kenny Gabriel alongside him, he's available. Marcus Denman back involved. Kalathis doesn't need anybody. Still, it's 10 points though. They just can't seem to drag it down to single figures. Rodriguez backing up, checking. Hines swings it out. Clyburn covered by Kalathis. Big rejection as he went for the basket, but the whistle had long gone. There's a couple of no-nonsense defenders right there, Veroncevic and Kriapa. There was some no-nonsense defending from Antetokounmpo, but the whistle had already gone. So a chance here for CSKA just to give themselves a little bit more in terms of their lead. Well, had too many free throws tonight. Clyburn converting his first one. Amazing that Clyburn hasn't contributed to the score count until now. And it's 54-42, 3.5 remaining first half. Kalathis. Gabriel again. Just look at that circle of red that Singleton has got to try and somehow navigate his way through. Oh, there is a whistle there. Higgins will get the call. But Singleton just had very, very few options. Side out for Panathinaikos. Kalathis. Baseline drive, couldn't take the ball with him. Kyle Hines made sure of that. Now Vesterman, after his clinic from Itoudis, comes back into the lineup. Well, they've done that so many times tonight. CSKA. Kalathis, Singleton, can he get something done here? He had a double team. He had Vesterman one side, he had Kriap the other side, and I think Vesterman will be called for that one. Having the best of times from the line, Singleton. It's hard to see why when he deposits one like that. Let's see if he goes 2 for 2 here to take him to double figures for the night. And if he does, he will be the first Panathinaikos player to hit double figures with 3 minutes left in the third quarter. That really does tell the tale of CSKA's defensive strength tonight. Vesterman. Rodriguez. Rodriguez will look to plant his feet and nail a triple. Recycled. Clyburn gets it. Kyle Hines doing the dirty work in the paint once again, then getting down low. Coming back out, then getting it again. Losing out, though, and Singleton saying, oh, come on, you can't call me for that. But they can, and they did. Concerned faces there. So 2.5 left, and CSKA continuing just to build and build and build and give Panathinaikos nowhere to go. It's been a very stubborn defensive effort. And Hines goes 1 for 2 from the line. Antetokounmpo collects the rebound, gives it straight to Kalathis. And Panathinaikos desperate just to get this deficit down to single figures. Can they achieve it on this possession? Bounce pass. Gets it back though, Kalathis. He's got Gabriel willing, but it's still finds someone who's open, and Kalathis will just have to go for a massive one. Doesn't work, and the rebound isn't there for Antetokounmpo either. Again, how many times have we seen this tonight? They've got no options, Panathinaikos. They're just blanked out of it. Kalathis with the clock running. Had to just go for one. The ball did end up with Antetokounmpo. Even then it wouldn't drop. So proud of his brother Giannis and what he's doing across the pond. Thanasis. There he is, going to work from the line. Zach August enjoyed that, but it's still a 10-point lead. Try as they might, they have not yet got that under 10 points. Now they have 2 minutes left in the third. Here's Clyburn with possession. Clyburn looking to try and get the spin move going and showing his patience, showing his versatility as well. Good range, Will Clyburn. Lucas Lekavicius comes back in as Kalathis sits down. Doesn't matter who's been there, they just can't get going at all. Rivers making Singleton work for that. Singleton with a terrific pass back to Kenny Gabriel, who hits the rim, and of course it falls straight to Sergio Rodriguez, who will try and transition for another CSKA basket here. They've got back defensively. Hines back to Rodriguez. Oh, what a pass. No, it doesn't. It's intercepted. It was ambitious. Lekavicius will say, I'll have a go for that, and Casey Rivers will nail the triple off the turnover. Now, finally, they've cut it down to 9 points. Rivers with another big three-pointer from beyond the arc. So this last minute of this fourth quarter could be very important. Vesterman getting it out to Hines, to Rodriguez. There's a whistle, and the basket will count. And Rodriguez has made sure that that single-digit lead has become a double-digit lead once again. He hit the deck. It was a painful one, but it'll be a bit more painful for Kenny Gabriel after that. Just can't stop him, can they? So here's the and one. The fourth foul he's drawn, Rodriguez. He's just been such a handful. Surprising it's that few. But there it is. Back up to 12. Low scoring game, this one. 60-48. Low scoring, particularly from the Panathinaikos perspective. They brought Matt Lejeski back into play. Lekavicius just ran out of real estate as he hit the baseline. Victor Kriapa was waiting for him. Not a man you'd want to meet on a baseline on a dark night. Big Victor. So last few seconds then, third quarter. Singleton's got to do some work there, and he has done brilliantly. Lejeski will look for a triple like he did at the end of the second. He's done it at the end of the third as well. Well, that's a shock weapon that they can bring off the bench. Matt Lejeski, the naturalised Belgian, showing what he can do. But that just gives one more possession for CSKA in this third quarter. And Clyburn in no hurry as the shot clock comes down to 5. Now we'll have to hurry. Vesterman is available. Clyburn will have to do it all on his own and floats it up there, and it doesn't drop as the buzzer goes. It's 60-51 at the end of 3. Well, the good news for Panathinaikos, they won that quarter. The bad news, not by very much. But they still have some hope. Off we go then. Nikita Kurbanov getting this fourth and final quarter underway. Vesterman to Clyburn. Hines is still in there. He's put in a big shift tonight, Carl Hines. Not seen that much of Othello Hunter. Vesterman. Hines looking to just get under the basket there. He's so strong, and Vesterman's got some problems, and then he does get free. Hines. Well, every time they've lost him, it seems he's punished them. Kyle Hines up to 18 for the night, joining Rodriguez. Lekavicius. Nothing doing there as Clyburn and Singleton tangled up, and Clyburn will acknowledge the foul. Lekavicius. It's just been bold. Keep it himself. Off and it's rejected. Nothing doing there for Panathinaikos. A big rejection. That may well have been Nikita Kurbanov. One of those big arms up of his, and here's Clyburn from the edge, nailing a triple. Corner three, Will Clyburn. He's had a quiet night offensively, but that shows what he can do. And the gap just gets bigger and bigger, and surely no way back here for Pana. Lekavicius. Singleton. Again, they've got that wonderful cordon defensively. Just ran out of time. They collected the defensive rebound anyway. You can stitch together the number of times they've just either run out of time or had nowhere to go, Panathinaikos. That was another one of them. What about that? For a don't bring it here moment from Nikita Kurbanov. Boom. That sums up the defensive effort. And at the other end, Victor Kriapa feeding Will Clyburn for the triple, 65-51. Clyburn has it once again. Here's Vesterman. So 8 minutes remaining. And they're close to needing a miracle here, Pana. Rivers. He's not going to remember the night that he went over 1,000 Euroleague points with any great fondness. Kept it alive, though. Rivers will try from the edge. Nailed it. Gets the whistle as well. That might have been Kurbanov giving him a shove to send him on his way, but Rivers has come up with some big baskets. Here it is again. It wasn't Kurbanov, it was Hines. He was everywhere. So paying the price here as big Kyle Hines went over to try and stop that, and also tried to check as well. What a beautiful triple that was. A thing of beauty there from KC Rivers. Even if you're a CSKA fan, you'd have to grudgingly acknowledge that was a bit special. So the and one fails. Hines collects, gives it to Clyburn, who gives it to Vesterman. Still they trail by 11 here, 7.5 remaining. Nothing doing there, though, as Kenny Gabriel brings down the rebound, gets it into the hands of Lekavicius. Panathinaikos. And a whistle there as Hines just stuck an arm up against the little Lithuanian. It's only going to be his second foul, and considering how much time he's had on court, Kyle Hines. Othello Hunter's had less than 8 minutes. So that hasn't been a fair division on the two big fellas, but Hines is the man that's been hot today, and Itoudis will keep him out there as long as he possibly can, or until this one is officially done and dusted. Well, they're still battling away here, Panathinaikos. They will return to the Greek capital after this one. They'll be taking on Baskonia in 48 hours' time. CSKA hit the road. They go to Anadolu Efes. Anadolu had an absolutely awful start in terms of the schedule, getting all the big guns, it seems. They've got another one coming to Istanbul on Friday. Now, Lekavicius, as the clock ticks down to 7 minutes remaining. Singleton inevitably draws double coverage. He's got Vesterman and he's got Higgins, and he doesn't get the basket. And it's recycled back, though, for Rivers. That's off the rim, and finally Nikita Kurbanov says enough of that. Yet another CSKA double team foiling Panathinaikos. Vesterman, Higgins. Higgins falls foul of Singleton, but the ball falls kindly, and Vesterman can pick it up. And a foul will be called there. And it's all starting to just look like it's not going to be their night. Panathinaikos, Lekavicius trying to get out of the way. Singleton facing a wall of red, battling away for it, and it wouldn't drop. When it's not your night, it's not your night, and right now it's not been Panathinaikos' night. Clyburn's been relatively quiet, but Xavi Pascual knows exactly where the problems have come from. If it's not Sergio Rodriguez, it's been Kyle Hines. We wondered how much they'd missed Nando De Colo in this second half. The truth is, they haven't missed him at all. And now Xavi Pascual is incurring the wrath of the officiating crew after disagreeing with that call on Lucas Lekavicius. Vesterman can just pour a little bit more misery on that Panathinaikos bench. Leo Vesterman checks out. Kurbanov. Well, there's a real danger that the wheels are going to come off badly here for Panathinaikos, and Pascual will just want to settle his men down, I'm sure. Even when they're rattling off the rim, these free throws are dropping kindly. And it's 15 points and surely no way back for CSKA. And after the technical foul, possession remaining with CSKA. Clyburn. Thought about it again. Kyle Hines tried to get the rebound, he couldn't. Corey Higgins there, though, picked it up and then gets control. Good hustle there from Higgins. And now it's Panathinaikos hustling away, and eventually the ball squirting free. Rivers getting hold of it. Lekavicius saying, well, I'll have a triple if you don't want it, and he's taken it as well. Big one there for Pana. Doesn't it sum it up that Kalathis has just sat down a spectator as we get to the business end of this one? He has been well controlled today. That is the key with Kalathis. You cannot stop him, but you can slow him down, and they've slowed Kalathis down brilliantly. Just 7 points and 4 assists for the man who makes this Panathinaikos team go. Lekavicius, in relief of Kalathis, has not put up a bad effort at all. 7 points and 4 assists as well, with a couple with 2 assists, shall I say, and 4 rebounds he's collected as well. And now it's Singleton's turn, along with Zach August, to get a bit physical down on the baseline there. Rodriguez. Oh, easy, simple. Well, this is more like Sergio Rodriguez. Forget what happened in Real Madrid last week. Maybe it was all a bit emotional for him, but he is back to his best now. Rivers, August. Whistle there. Ahead of the reverse layup. The big Notre Dame man. But yeah, just look at that. Knew exactly where the feet were, knew exactly where the net was, and just threaded the needle. Beautifully done. August will get the and one. No, he won't. Well, he's had a good day today, Sergio Rodriguez. There's no question about that. And Zach August, for all his many qualities, is not the man you want at the line. So his basket did not count. With his 2 free throws, they didn't score either. Not a good night to be a Panathinaikos fan. Hines somehow recycling it back to Sergio Rodriguez. That would have been outrageous if that had dropped. And even now, CSKA come away with it with Clyburn, who gets it back to Rodriguez. Shot clock still showing plenty of time here for one more assault. And Rodriguez will give it a go himself. Absolutely brilliant from Sergio Rodriguez. The exclamation mark on a brilliant individual performance. Well, you can't top this. He's just like a matador with a bull at the moment, isn't he? Just teasing and tormenting Panathinaikos. Look at that. Perfection. They'll even stick an and one on the back end of it as well. Vitaly Fridzon making an appearance. He hasn't logged too much playing time tonight. The old veteran can step up like this. I think it's fair to say anybody who was thinking of writing CSKA off has done so way too early. If CSKA aren't a Final Four team in Belgrade, it will be a shock. Panathinaikos certainly have the ability to be joining them. They've got to play better than this. Singleton and August combining to get physical. With 4 minutes remaining of this one, it really is just a case of how much razzle-dazzle the home side want to put on for their fans here. Or whether they'll just take a what we have, we hold attitude. Well, they're still putting on a bit of a show, aren't they? That is Vitaly Fridzon in his first appearance of the night, showing what a good long-range shooter he can be. The one-time Kimki man. Lejeski. And that's taken off his fingers by Vitaly Fridzon, so nothing going right here. Chris Singleton's even lost his headband. It's gone. It's been that bad. Well, that was pretty bad there. Zach August with a huge rejection and sent Sergio Rodriguez to the floor, but they still can't get anything off the back end of it. Well, August might have enjoyed that huge hit on Rodriguez, but it didn't count for anything. Sums up the night for him, doesn't it? Now Fridzon having another go, looking to make up for some lost time. Lejeski collecting that one, sending it over to Lekavicius, and we are inside 3 minutes of this one. They'll just try to drive it all the way down Main Street. Little crease open up there, and Lucas Lekavicius decided, oh well, if you're going to let me have that, I'll take it. But he's not celebrating. They're not celebrating.
Ηλεκτρισμός είναι παντού.
Rontsevic here, joined this team back in 2006. 2 Euroleague titles already, over 200 games. And Kurbanov here, this is his 9th Euroleague season with the team. The bedrock in so many ways. You can put all the maestros you want on a team, but if you don't have guys like Rontsevic and Kurbanov, you haven't got a team. Kyle Hines. A fellow Hunter who's taken a watching brief on this one, and I think it's easy to swallow when the guy that you're backing up is having such a day. And Hines has really had a big day. 20 points for him. Make that 21. So 2 minutes left plus change. And Lekavicius. Doing good for Zach August. Will Clyburn, who's a very unsung defensive player, watched that all the way, and he wasn't having it. Chris ends up with the ball, but not before there's stuff going on the floor with Lejeski and Clyburn, and a whistle. You know it's bad when Chris Singleton has lost his headband. And after a long rest, Othello Hunter comes on. And Kyle Hines deserves a big attaboy for what's been a terrific shift. Over 30 minutes game time he's logged. It means Othello Hunter stays pretty fresh for the trip to Istanbul against Anadolu Efes in a couple of days' time. That's an ambitious one. It rattled around the rim, and it's collected by Vitaly Fridzon. You know who has got the ball in his hand. Well, they're playing him tight, and there was some kind of contact there. Was that Zach August? And a very tight press there on Rodriguez. August, who's certainly shown that he's not afraid of putting himself about a bit. Very physical player. Man who's stepping up from the Turkish league. Looks like he's got a definite future at this level. Lejeski unable to get the job done. Othello Hunter looks to pad his stats in what is effectively junk time now, with a 20-point lead for the home side and around 75 seconds remaining. Rodriguez with a game-high 25 points. Fridzon rejected there, but it goes back to Kurbanov, and he fails, and Singleton will collect the rebound and bring it away as we get down to the last minute of this one, and it just runs out of play. I think these Panathinaikos players will, of course, because they're professionals, will play it tough till the end, but that looks like it's done for the night for Sergio Rodriguez. He goes off to huge applause, and we're inside the final minutes. Casey Rivers dueling with Othello Hunter. Rivers can't shake Hunter off. Now he can, and gets the layup. Persistent and patient there, KC. He's up to 17 points for the night. And here's Vesterman. Play out the last few seconds of this. Fridzon faked one way, gave it back to Vesterman. Hunter's there. Hunter will just swing it out. Clyburn will swing it back out to Fridzon, who will try his luck from the edge. Lekavicius ran out of real estate. August spinning away from Nikita Kurbanov. He could deliver, and Kurbanov knew where it was going to drop, and that is going to be the last act of this one. Well, we thought it was going to be close. We wondered if there was a bit of a reaction from CSKA off the back of that Madrid game. The reaction has been extremely positive, and these fans